Okay. What the hell is going on? Hello, everyone. So I had a little technical complications, I'm not gonna lie. So I planned to stream for 2 p.m. But I had some, I'm not gonna tell you what happened because you're gonna, you're gonna laugh so hard, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna do it right now. So give me, it gave me 1 minute, and we are gonna start to build our matching engine. We're gonna start finish up this matching engine, and we are gonna create our cryptocurrency exchange completely from scratch. We're gonna build a matching engine, the order book. We are gonna set up our own private Ethereum network so we can actually have hot wallets, connect everything together, make an API server, JSON API, so we can place orders and trade our own tokens. Isn't that amazing? Nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found, only here on my channel, only at Anthony GG. So give me 1 minute and we're gonna, what the hell is going on? Because I had some technical issues like I mentioned, and it's still, I'm still a rookie, right? So give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Yo, unnamed. I'm so happy you're here, man. All right, so I made the biggest mistake ever. You're not gonna lie. You're not gonna believe this. So that's why this was a delay, but it doesn't matter because it's Saturday and it's raining and we have nothing better to do. So we can actually provide some value or learn some stuff instead of playing Fortnite, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Minecraft, because that's all cheap dopamine. No, sometimes we need to relax, right? So we are gonna continue this matching engine. What is going on here? Yes, so yesterday we did some basic stuff. We implemented, I'm trying to itch my back. We implemented some basic structures, order book, limit, order. And now we're gonna, today we're gonna fill these orders. We're gonna match these orders. We're gonna make it able so we can place limit orders, which will be providing liquidity to the exchange. And we're gonna place market orders, which will always be filled by the limit orders, if that makes sense. So the first thing we're gonna do is, instead of this place order thing, we're gonna make order book. Man, my typing. Order book. Yes, like this. And I have a little bit of lag in my editor, not sure why. We're gonna say place limit order. Gonna be a certain price level. A float 64. What's going on? 64. It's gonna be an order. Yes, right. And we're gonna take all this shebang from here, do this, and all the rest can be gone. All right, so test order book. We're gonna delete this, and we're gonna say test place limit order t testing t. Why is all this junk inside my face? New order book. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna say sell order is gonna be a new order if we're gonna, let's say 10, and if it's a sell order we need to say false because we had this boolean which tells us if it's a bid or an ask, right? And the size of this order is 10 BTC, 10 Ethereum, 10 rupees, 10 whatever, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to say place limit order, right? We're going to place at 10K. That's the holy grail. That's our level. We like 10K, 10K dollars, 10K euros. It doesn't matter. And we're going to say it's a sell order. All right. So now we're going to actually test this. So what we're going to do, instead of installing some packages, we're going to create our own assert function real quick. And I'm trying to be super fast. So AB is going to be any. You're going to say if reflect deep equal AB. We're going to say that t error f wait, yeah, does not equal this other boy AB, right? So, and let me quickly check if the stream is working right now. Okay, it's working. Is the quality, is it okay? Is the sound okay? Is the lighting okay? Because that would be nice to know. All right, assert. So, what we're gonna assert here? The first thing we know. Oh, my eyes. The first thing we know is basically, if we place a sell order, that means that the order book asks the length. Actually, the length of the asks should be 1, right? That's the first thing, because we're placing a limit order, so we should have one limit, one bucket that containing a lot of orders of different kind of sizes should be on the books. Let me quickly test this. It is, and if we do sell order A, right, and we make a B at the same level, or another level, different size, we could say there is also at 11, or we make it drastic at 9. So if we test, it should fail, right? Because we have 2, but we say 1. All right. So we make 2 limit orders sitting at different levels. And we test if that is 2. So we have 2 orders, so we should have 2, right? So that's that. A couple things I want to do, because we're going to start implementing our matching based on placing market orders. So we need to make sure, 10 out of 10, nice the name, thank you for the support. So what we're gonna do is we need to make sure that if we are matching, right, if you are matching, depends if you are buying, if you are placing a market order, depends if you are playing a bid or an ask. We need to make sure that if we buy, we always buy from the best price, right? If I want to buy Bitcoins, I want to buy Bitcoins at the cheapest price. If I want to sell Bitcoins, I want to sell them at the highest price. So we need to make that work. But, so I would do something like this, right? So, func OB order book, and we say asks, a simple function that will return us a slice of limit The problem is that we already have asks. You see this? So it's conflicting. So we're going to make this small. We're going to make this private. Because in Go, any variable that is not a capital letter will be a private variable, only accessible from that kind of struct. So let's see if we don't make any errors by swapping this out. Yes, we do. So bit, and then wait. And then asks like this. So now we can say sort, because previous stream we implemented these interfaces, this one, by best ask and by best bit. And we have this interface method len swap less, which basically means if we implement those methods, we can put that inside of a sort function and it will sort that based on the logic we provide. That's amazing. That's amazing. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna say sort me by best ask ob asks, right? And then we're gonna return the asks. Why? Because the sort function doesn't return anything. The sort function will just swap things in memory, right? It's a slice sitting in memory, and the sort function will do its magic, and we can just return it without any issue. And we're going to do the same thing with the bits. Instead of saying by best ask, we're going to say by best bit, and we're going to return the bits keys. Boom. All right. So this is one little error right here. Cool. Another thing we can do, but we're gonna do it in just a second. All right. Place limit order. That's working. The next thing is market orders, right? So order book, place market order. All right, we don't need a price because a market order always will be filled by the best price, and it will completely fill every limit level until it's gone, and then it will go to the next level, right? And I will demonstrate this in tests later on. You will see. And that's why they always talk about, oh, the order books are thin. What does that mean, that the order books are thin? That means that there is not a lot of size sitting at that certain price level. So if I come in with my Michael Saylor order, which is a big order, my Elon Musk sizes, then everything will get eaten. Everything will be drained, especially if they are thin. But I will demonstrate this in a second. Place market order. Just an order, right? A pointer to an order. This will return matches. And we did this yesterday. What's a match? If we place a market order, we always have a minimum of one match, unless the exchange has no volume. But market makers will always provide volume at any times. So we don't have any issue with that. But the match is needed because we're going to fill minimum one other order, right? On the other side of our trade will be another guy, and we need to match them, and that is exactly what we're going to store in this match structure for bookkeeping purposes. Because we're going to have a bunch of matches, right? It could be that we have a giant Elon Musk, Mike Saylor order, and we're going to match with 100, maybe thousands of orders, hundreds of orders, right? We need to keep track so we can send all these Ethereum, Bitcoins, or whatever other thing across those guys. And actually our order should have an ID, so we can track it or store it in a database later on, but that's not for now. So we're gonna have a match. So we could say, and now it's going to get interesting. So we could say that the matches is going to be a slice of match, right? And then we're going to loop through or wait, let's return those guys already so the compiler is not complaining. So then we need to check, right? If we place an order, can be two types of orders. Could be a bid or an ask, a buy or a sell. So we need to check that. Why? Because we need to know in which side of the books we need to check, right? So if it's a bid, we're gonna do some shenanigans, and if it's an ask, then we do other shenanigans. So for limit range OB, if we place, if it's a bid, if I place a bid, if I want to buy, we need to check in the asks, right? We need to check the guys that wanting to sell. So we need to check our asks, right? And we are not using our private variable. We are using the asks function. Why? Because then we are getting a sorted. Then we are getting a sorted slice of our ask limits containing orders of different sizes. I hope that makes sense. Right, so we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna do something, and we will cover the ask soon. We're gonna do something like matches. It's going to be limit fill or order. Yes. I'm so sorry. So we're gonna fill. Do I have coffee actually? Damn it, I don't. Feels bad. And then we're gonna say. So let's first make this fill function. Limit. So we could say limit fill. You're gonna fill an order, and that's gonna return a bunch of matches, minimum one. The same thing, matches. It's gonna be a match, a slice of matches. But in this case, we're gonna loop. In this case, we need to check, right? No, we don't. For limit point orders, we're gonna say that a match, and I will explain in a bit. We're gonna say that a match is gonna be limit and fill the order. I'm gonna make it private. We're gonna fill the order with the other order. So we're gonna fill two orders, right? And then we're gonna say that the matches equals append the matches alongside the new match. And we're gonna return those guys. All right. So fill order don't exist. And so let's take care real quick. What's going on? Fill orders. So we're filling two orders. So we say AB pointer to an order, and we return a single match. All right. All right. Just checking that the stream is okay, because I made the biggest mistake in my life, wasting 2 hours of my time by making a big mistake. But that's how we learn, right? That's how we learn. It will not happen again. So fill order. We need to do a lot of things here. So because we're gonna fill two orders, what means that one of the orders is always going to be completely eaten, completely filled. We don't know what order it's going to be. Maybe it's the ask or the sell, the ask or the bid, it doesn't matter. But it's going to get filled. So we need to do some bookkeeping. So we could say, first of all, we need to check. We have 2 orders, but we don't know. We need to know what kind of order is going to be the bid and what's going to be the ask. And we need this for our match struct. So we're going to say will you do the front end? Well, we're going to have a little front end. And if you feel the need to make one, be my guest, man. Be my guest. So the next episode, we're going to implement, the next stream, next episode, whatever, we're going to implement the API server. It's basically a way to place orders over an API, over a JSON API. So if we know that, if I can make some nice APIs, you could use them to make your own front end for sure, right? So we eventually can trade Ethereum tokens from our own sandbox environment, our own Ganesh server, running all these things. So we can actually trade tokens on our own exchange. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? All right, so let's focus up. So the bid is an order. The ask is going to be an order. We also need a size filled. That's a float 64. Then we're going to say if append bid, the bid is going to be A and the ask is going to be B. Else first time on YouTube for me is the same thing. It's the same thing for me. Well, the second time, right? We're going to take over. We're going to take over the engineering section. So if A is a bid, we know that the bid is A and the ask will be B, duh. So we also know that if it's not a bid, that the bid is going to be B and the ask is going to be B, A, all right? So that's that. Then we need to check if A, no. Now we need to check who is the bigger guy, who is the strongest of the orders. So what we're going to do, we're going to say A, if A size, if the size of A is bigger than the size of B, that means that B is going to be completely filled. B is done, right? B is done. That means that the size of A is going to be subtracted with the size of B. That means that the size filled is going to be the size of B completely. And that also means that the size of B is going to be 0. And we're going to make tests so we are sure that it's all working like we expected. On the other side, right? And I think we should do this. It's bigger or equal, otherwise we can run into issues. On the other side, we're going to say that if A is not bigger than B, B is bigger than A, right? That means that the size of B is going to be subtracted, that the size of A is going to be subtracted from the size of B. And if I'm not clear, you understand what I want to mean, what I want to say. The size filled equals the A size of A, and then the size of A is going to be 0, right? Right, cool. And then we can return a match, and then we can say, and that's why we need to check this weird thing, right? Because this thing looks weird, but it isn't. Well, it is, but we need it. So we could say that the bid is going to be the bid, the ask is going to be the ask, and the size filled is the size filled. It's so easy, right? And then the price, it's easy. That's going to be the limit is price. Because we need to know, if you want to do bookkeeping, right? We need to know who was the bid of the match, the ask of the match. What was the size we actually filled? Because the size of the guy that's completely filled is gone. So we never know what's actually filled. But we know it now because we have it stored in a variable. And then we have the price, because we need to know at what price this order is executed, right? Fill order. So back to fill. So we loop through the orders. We fill the order, we append to the matches, and we return. But what we need to do is we need to check, because at a certain point of time, one of the orders will be filled. And we cannot keep looping. Let's say we have 10 million orders and we are trying to fill one and it's already filled. We're not going to loop until the 10 million orders are, we're not going to loop through the 10 million orders anymore because it's done. How can we do that? Well, we can say that if the order is filled, then we're going to return, we're going to break is filled. So now we're going to implement this method. Order. Like this. Is filled. Bool. Return. Size 0. Easy, right? Simple things. All right, so let's recap. So if it's filled, that's good. All right, I think we're Gucci. Not quite sure. We could miss something, but we will see that in our tests. Okay, cool. So, one thing we need to do, a very important thing. So if we place a market order, we are actually sure that we have enough volume, right? Because normally an exchange always has volume because there are market makers. Those guys are a professional company that are specialized in providing liquidity at all times to an exchange, right? They do not hunt your stop loss. They are not sitting with their sniper rifles and their dogs smelling where your money is and they are targeting you. No, they are just trying to minimize their losses. And we, as an exchange, we pay them a commission based on the total volume they provide over a certain period of time. Right? That's how they make money. That's how actually they make the most money, is by their commissions that the exchange is paying them. So if I can flush 100 million over a year as a market maker on an exchange and I'm getting paid 10%, which is sucked out of thin air, of course, it's not real value, then I get 10 million just by providing those 100 million as liquidity onto an exchange. And if my algorithm is losing 5 million, I still make 10 million, so I still make 5 million profit, even though my algorithm is losing. So how would you optimize your algorithm if you know that? By minimizing your losses, right? Never been taught on the internet and never been taught on YouTube, guys. This is exclusive here, and I'm not a trader. Why? You know why. You know why I'm not a trader. You know. I'm making these things, right? I'm making those things. So let's continue. Let's get further. Let's continue. Damn, my English. So we have matches, right? We fill it. We have matches. We're going to call this limit matches, because otherwise limit matches. Then we're going to say matches equals append the limit matches, and we're Gucci. But yeah, right now, so what we're going to do is we're going to check if there is enough volume. I forgot that. If there is enough volume, because if we are placing a market order of 20 BTC, but there is only 10 BTC in our order books, we are fucked. So it's unlikely that it happens, but we need to protect our code doing so. So what we're going to do is we are gonna make this helper function bit total volume. That will return a float 64. Wait. Len OB, and that's going to be bit total volume, so the bits, right? And then we're going to say total volume equals OB bits total volume, right? What's going on? Yes, we're going to copy this. I'm going to copy. And we're going to say ask total volume, right? The same for the asks. Asks. And what's going on? Asks. All right. Why is this important? It's important for this function. Damn. And we're going to split this out because it's getting too large. So we're going to say if. So if I'm placing a bit, we need to check the ask. So we're going to say if the ask, if the OB, ask total volume, we're going to say if the size of our order is bigger than the total volume we have on our exchange, we're going to panic, right? Panic. I'm going to say not enough volume sitting in the books. Okay? Right, and then we can basically so we do this, then we match, we append, we return. We're probably missing something, but that doesn't matter. We're gonna find it out very soon. So we're gonna leave it open like this and just test the bits for now. And then if everything is working fine, we copy paste it to the asks. Isn't that easy? Even I need to drink. And all this talking. It's insane. Man. What a story. All right. I probably get more viewers on Twitch, but I don't care, right? So the thing is, I could basically pre-record this video just like I always do my videos. All my videos are always live. I never edit my videos. I never cut. I never paste. It's just the way it is. It's raw content, right? So I can basically just live stream, and if nobody is watching, it doesn't matter because this video will be on my channel anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. I think it's a better experience doing it live because I will run into problems live, right? This is not scripted. So you will see me debug issues if there are any, right? And that brings a lot more value to see how I think, how I do things. This is not like a simple tutorial like in 10 minutes how to center a div or something, you know? All right, so let's make this test. We're gonna say test place market order. And this Vim plugin is, it's good, but it's not the best. Right, so testing T. We're gonna say OB, like usual. It's gonna be a new order book. Order book. Like this, then we're gonna say, first of all, if we wanna place a market order, we need to provide liquidity, okay? So let's say I wanna buy Bitcoins, so I'm gonna provide liquidity first. So we're gonna make a new order, which is gonna be a sell order, false. $20, right? Then you're gonna say OB place order at level 10K. That's our level. That's our level, 10K, and we're gonna place a sell order there, right? That's gonna work. We know that. Then we're gonna say buy order, right? This is gonna be our market order. It's gonna be a new order. Because it's a buy order, we need to say true because it's a bit. And we're gonna buy, for example, to test 50, right? Now we're gonna say matches equals OB place market order, the buy order, right? And we're gonna FMT println this thing out real quick. Printf maybe, and then do a verbose flag on this matches. All right, cool. So this is gonna give us an error. Boom. Why? Not enough volume sitting in the books. Because there is a limit order, there is at price level 10K, which is the only limit we have, sitting 20 BTC, Rupus, whatever, Ethereums, and we want to buy with our market order, with our 50 Elon Musk big dick order, we have an issue because there is not enough volume, right? So we're going to actually make this a little bit more better, right? Because this panic not enough volume is weird. So we're going to say FMT error F, and we're going to say not enough volume, and we're going to say 2F not enough volume for order. I'm going to do the exact same thing. 2F not enough for order, market order maybe, I don't know, for market orders. And then we say OB ask total volume, O size, right? Yeah. All right, so let's test it again. All right, so not enough volume, 20. Wait, this is actually size, right? Size. So this is going to be a little bit better, right? Cool. Not enough volume, size 20. For market to order, size 50. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we're gonna see if it works. So we're gonna make a buy order of 10, and now I'm curious what's gonna happen. All right. So we are printing out our matches, and what do we see? We see an ask, which is our limit order, and it has a size of 10. And then we have a bid, which is size of 0. That's basically our buy order. So that makes completely sense because we matched each other, right? So the sell order sitting at 10K has a size left of 10. It's partially filled. And that's why if you place a limit order on the exchange, you can see sometimes with how many orders it's filled. And sometimes you see it's partially filled as a status. That's because some people it has filled with a couple of orders, but it's not completely filled. There's still some resting BTC, Ethereum, Rupus, whatever, over. And that's exactly what happens here. That's why if you follow this series, you're going to have a complete better understanding of how order books and exchanges work. Because at the end, it's not that kind of rocket science, right? And it will help you in a lot of things. If you're a trader, it will help you, right? Because you will have a better understanding that you are doing wrong. You have a better understanding that reading those charts is not going to work. It's not going to help you, right? Drawing these lines and these wedges and all these smart money concepts. Market makers. Don't let you fool you by those guys, right? They want to sell you something. They want to sell you something. There is no such thing as smart money concepts. There is no such thing as market makers trying to hunt your stop loss. It's not. I will make a video covering this. I will make a video, right? I will make a small video covering what is smart money, what are they doing, and what are market makers, what are they doing to help you guys. All right. So we're going to test this. We're going to test this. We're going to say assert. What are we 100% sure of? We are sure that the length matches. The length of the match is going to be 1. That's 100% sure, right? We also want to be sure that we have still one limit sitting in our order book. We also want that ask total volume needs to be 10. All right, 1. All right, let's see. It's probably gonna fail. Okay, cool. 20 is 10. So we have an issue. Everything is working except this ask total volume. The ask total volume should be 10, but it's 20. Why is that? Well, that's because we made a mistake. And I know why, or where. I think I know. So this is our match. This is filled, right? So if we look to our orders, we are matching them together. We have a match with the size filled, which basically means we need to subtract that value from the total volume of our limit. If that makes sense. So what we're going to say is total volume minus equals total volume minus equals the match with size filled. We are on fire. We are literally on fire today. Only here. All right. I want to test this in depth, right? So I want to be sure that I'm not making any mistakes. So the line of matches is 1, D is 1, and total volume, yeah. Okay, what? Oh, yeah. I know what we can test. I know what we can test again. So we need to make sure that our matches we return from placing that market order, that they are correct, because that's actually very important, because it's those where we're gonna trade stuff, it's gonna interact, it's gonna do a lot of settlement. So we know that we have one match, right? So that the matches is 1, because you should always check your array length first before you access a certain element directly. So we're going to say that the matches, the first match that the ask is going to be our sell order, right? So also the bid needs to be our buy order. And we also want to say that our buy order should be filled, should be true, right? And maybe we could say that the price of this match, of the size filled, could be size filled should be 10. And then we're going to say that the price of this match should be 10K, right? And if this works from the first time, then we are golden. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's all working perfectly fine. It's good news. That's good news. But the worst is yet to come. I'm not going to lie. The worst is yet to come. And I'm going to quickly check if the stream is still in a healthy position, in a healthy state. Because like I mentioned before, I made the biggest mistake in my life and I'm going to cry. Literally, when this stream is over, I'm going to cry for 1 hour because the mistake I made. And sooner or later, I will tell you. I have something to tell tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I have something to tell. Okay, cool. So we're gonna continue. All right. So placing a market order is kind of working, right? But what happens if we have a market order? What happens if Michael Saylor, Elon Musk, or another whale come to our exchange and places a giant market order? So it needs to fill a lot of orders, right? What happens? We're going to test that, if that's working. Test, I'm going to call this test place market order multi-fill, maybe multi-fill T testing T. All right, so the same shenanigans like always. A new order book. Yeah. All right, so first of all, we're gonna market make our own volume. And that's something we're also gonna do later in another series, the quantitative trading series, where I'm gonna teach you how to make those algorithms, how it works, how to minimize for loss, how to arbitrage, how it all works. Because it's important. It's an important aspect of any financial derivative. How do you call it? Okay. We're gonna make some buy orders, right? We're gonna fill our books in the bits. So we're gonna say buy order A. It's gonna be a new order. So it's a bit, so it's true. We're gonna give it a size of 5. We're gonna make a couple, right? So we're gonna say B is gonna have a size of 8, and then we're gonna have C. It's a big boy, size of 10. 10 what? 10 BTC, 10 Rupu, 10 ETH, 10 Shiba Inus, whatever. Any kind of size. So we're talking about sizes and we're talking about prices, right? So a limit, again, a limit is a bucket of orders sitting at the same price level with different kinds of sizes. 2 BTC, 5 BTC, 100 BTC can all sit on the same price level, on the same limit, right? And we're talking a lot about BTC because everybody knows it, right? Bitcoin, everybody knows Bitcoin, but it could be anything. It could be Teslas. It could be literally anything. GameStops. Any stock. So we make a couple of buy orders. Then we're going to say OB, place limit order. We're going to place a limit order at 10K as our level. Cannot be missed out. Our level, 10K. And we're going to say that's going to be buy order A, right? So we're also going to place at 9K. 8 BTC at 9K, guys. And we're going to say, we're going to, drastic. If you can buy Bitcoin at 5K, oh boy. You are a chat, the real chat, if you can ever buy it. I'm not quite sure if we're gonna, don't think we're gonna go so low. I don't think it's gonna happen. But if it do, I will buy, that's for sure. So we're gonna make the market, right? We are making the market, we're placing 3 orders at different kinds of price levels. And we're gonna test it real quick. So what's the best convenient way to test this is to say that the order book bit total volume, what's going on? Bit total volume is going to be 23. If I am correct, not quite sure. Of course. So the bit total volume is 23. So our exchange has a total volume of Bitcoins or whatever of 23. Sitting at certain price levels. The order book levels, price levels, limits. So now what we're going to say, we're going to make a sell order. We're going to offload. It's time. It's bear market. We are done. We had enough. We're going to sell. We had enough. So we make a sell order. It's going to be a new order. And we could make a big dick order. We could make a big dick order, but I think if we make it a little bit less than the 23 that's on the books, it's going to be better for testing. So we're going to say we make a new order. It's a sell, so we need to say false because it's an ask of 20. So what's going to happen? First of all, we're going to say OB place market order. A sell order, right? like this. Let's quickly steal something from here, like len matches. What do we know? What do we know for sure? We have 3 orders, we have 3 limits. We have 1 market sell order. What do we know for sure? We know that we will be matched with all of them, right? Because we have 20, our market order will be 20 BTC, 20 Rupus, but our volume is 23. So eventually we're gonna have 3 matches, but there will be 1 buy order, 1 bid still sitting in the books, but not with is full, partially filled in the books. That's the correct term. And I will explain. You will see what I mean by that. So the len matches should be 3, and it could be that I make a mistake. So correct. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So holy shit. Yeah, I know what's going on, guys. I know what's going on. Easy fix. So it's basically, like I mentioned before, we should complete this function, right? So it's actually the same thing as this, but instead of saying it's the ask, because we're placing an ask, so we check the bids. If we are selling, we need to check the books where people are want to buy, right? So that's going to be the bids, total volume. And that's why it's always handy to make those tests, right? So you're going to arrange the bids. And that's it. And that's literally it, I hope. All right, you see, it's working. So we are 100% sure. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly dump the matches. As a matter of fact, yeah, the matches. Let me see what's going on. All right, so we have, it's completely filled. It's completely filled, that's true. And then we have still 3 size left at the price level 5. And that's actually correct. That's actually perfectly fine. Why? Because even if we, and maybe we made a mistake, I don't know. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna swap this out, right? We're gonna swap these out and see what's going on. It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. So now we are 100% sure the sorting algorithm is working perfectly fine. Why? Because even though we put this $5K dollar limit first, we don't eat it as first. Why? Because if you place a sell market order, you always want to sell against the highest price, right? And what's the highest price? 10K. In our situation, 10K, then 9K, then 5K, right? So if we reverse this, and we're gonna place all asks on our books, and we place a bid market order, a buy market order, we should buy it at 5K first, and the resting order would be the 10K order, right? With a resting size of 3. Why is the resting size of 3? That's because 10 times 10 plus 8 is 18. But we do basic math. But we only want to sell for 20. So we have a resting size of 3. That makes sense, right? That's classic calculations, classic math. That's working. But we wanna I'm thinking I think we made a mistake, and a mistake not, but a thing that we forgot. So let's say, and I will show you what's going on. So let's say we do the length of the bits, right? The OB bits. It should be 1, right? Why 1? Because all the other limits are completely gone. They are eaten. The order book was so thin. The order book is so thin. That's the term they use. Was so thin that it's completely gone. The volume is completely eaten. It's completely depleted. It's completely matched. So what basically means that our limit at price level 5 and 9, at 10 and 9 in this case, should be gone. So there is only one limit left, which basically means that we could do something. First of all, test this, right? The bit total volume should be 3, right? Wait, what the hell's going on? Wait. So the bits is 1. Yeah, this is basically the one that we need to fix, right? So let me quickly see. All right, that's what I'd call. So the bit total volume is 3, right? Because that's the resting size on our order. But this is failing. Because we want 1 limit in our order books, but it's telling us that there are still 3. Why? Because we didn't delete them. And that's what we need to do. We need to clear the limits. Clear the limits. So how do we clear the limit? Where are we going to do that? First of all, we need to delete the orders. That's important, because if the order is filled, so what we do here, if the order that we are providing is filled, we break. But we also need to make sure that we delete all the orders sitting on the limit. How we're going to do this is basically, we could make the rookie mistake, right? The mistake you will make for sure, because I made them also, is this. You say something like, if the order is filled, right? You need to delete it because it's filled. And then you say, yeah, but we can do limit, delete order. And we call it a day. But that's not true, because that's super dangerous, because we are looping through all these orders, and you're going to delete one. It's basically could cause data corruption. So how do we do this safely? Well, we could say something like this. Orders to delete. It's going to be, what's going on here? Orders to delete is just a slice of pointers to orders. Order. And then we're going to say, instead of deleting it directly here, we're going to say orders to delete equals append orders to delete order. And then outside here we just say for order range orders to delete, we could say limit delete order. Call it a day. That's a much better approach, a much safer approach. So okay, that should delete the orders, right? If the order is filled, because there are two things. We have the order that's coming in. It's not sitting in the books, right? It's not sitting in the books. It's a market order. The order sitting in the limit, they are attached to the limit. So we can not delete them directly. We need to first do our shenanigans and then delete it. So now we need to delete the limit. We need to clear the limit. Excellent connection. Thank you. Let me drink real quick. Ah, that's insane. All right, back to business. So how can we know? Okay, if the test is passing, then we know that it's working. All right, so let's fix it. First of all, we're going to make a function in our order book. I'm going to call this, and we're going to make it a little bit to the bottom. Func OB order book. I'm going to call this clear limit. I'm thinking. So if you want to clear a limit, we have two sides of our order book, right? We have the asks and we have the bits. So we need to know, if you want to clear a limit, we need to know where we need to delete the limit. What limit is it? What are you talking about? What the hell is going on? So we need to tell it. So that's why we're going to do the same approach that we did with our orders. We just make a bool where we're going to tell if it's a bit what's going on. If it's a bit or not. If it's a bit or it's an ask. So we're going to clear the limit and we're going to give the pointer to the limit. And then we're going to say if bit we're going to loop through all the bits, all right? Because we're going to do some slice operations, some slice shenanigans. We're going to shift the whole shebang one element to the left. And I will explain what we're going to do. So first of all, we need to check if the OB bits y I equals the limit. Then we need to say. So we need to shift the array. So we're going to basically delete this limit from the slice. And Go has not as much slice operation tools like in a Rust or in a JavaScript, where you can do pick, index, and all these Gucci shenanigans, syntactic sugar for all your array operations. In Go, it doesn't exist, so you need to do it yourself. But that doesn't matter because it is what it is, right? So how do we do that? Let me quickly think. So we need to do OB bits y I, or whatever you want to call this thing. It's going to be OB bits the length, because we're going to shift it, the length of the bits -1. And then we're going to do the same thing for the whole shebang. OB bits, but we need to shift it, so len, what the hell's going on? OB bits, the same shenanigans, -1, and that should work. All right. And we cannot forget that we also need to delete. So we have two things in our order book. We have a slice, also have a map. And what is the map? I will open it. So where is this order book? Order book. So we have two things. We have slices and we have a map. Why? The map is basically where we are going to store in memory our orders in. We're going to store the price level and we're going to store the whole orders at that limit. Because in real world, exchanges operate in memory, right? not always. So sometimes they operate in memory and on disk, but they're trying to operate the majority on memory because that's much faster, right? And memory is cheaper. RAM is cheap. RAM and disk is basically cheap, but RAM is also cheap and it's much faster. Eventually, they will commit their books onto disk. Why? Because if your exchange is crashing or whatever, it's always an outage, who knows? They need to restore their books from disk and fill it in memory so they can directly operate in memory once again. So that's why we are using these maps. And why are we using these slices? Well, because asks and bits, we need to sort them. And in Golang, a map cannot be sorted. Well, of course, there will be smarty pants in watching this video sooner or later and say, yeah, but you can. Of course, you can sort maps, but you need to do a lot of shenanigans for it, right? You need to do a lot of stuff to have your maps sorted. You cannot assume that if you return a map or you loop through a map that it's sorted. It doesn't. Never do that. You're going to get wrecked. You're going to get a lot of pain. You will shoot yourself in the foot and it will hurt for weeks. So a map is not by default sortable. That's why we're using these slices, because a slice is, so we use our own implementations based on ask, based on bit, to sort them. And that's exactly why we are using them, if that makes sense. So, clear the limit. So for a bit, so we need to delete it. Delete a map. That's super easy. We say OB bit limits at the price of the limit, right? All right. And then we need to do the same thing, else we know it's an ask and we can copy the whole shebang, hopefully. And again, and I will always repeat this, of course we could do this maybe better, right? We could maybe make this function a little bit less redundant, but that's not what it's all about, right? So first, you make it work, you make your tests, then you make it better. And after all these things, you make it faster. That's the best thing. We are not a Ruby community where you are keep debating about what the name of your variable will be, right? So these guys in the Ruby community, they are basically, check GitHub, they are basically discussing for weeks, for days, how their code should look like, right? They are, it needs to be pinkish and it needs to smell good and it needs to be, feel so comfortable in my code base. No, it's not. You're wasting your fucking time. Software engineering is going in the complete wrong direction. It's all about syntactic sugar and it needs to look good and it needs to be aesthetic. It isn't. Programming, software engineering, or engineering in general is all about solving real world problems. It's not about making your code look good, right? It needs to work and it needs to be fast. And if you have more time, you can make it more maintainable, of course. You can make it more readable. Why not? Yeah, sure. But open a Rust code base. The first thing you see is unwrap. That's the first thing you will see. Is unwrap. What the hell is that? Option, unwrap. Arc. What the hell are you doing? Jesus. All right, enough. Every problem has its own tool to solve. That's correct, right? If you want to go very low to the machine, you can use Rust or C++, whatever. But if you want to do distributed stuff, you can use Go or Python, maybe Go. If you want to do AI, artificial intelligence, and a lot of data processing, you could use Julia, Python. There's another one, D. All right. Okay, so we need to make sure that if we are in the asks, we of course change this to asks. Asks. Ask. Ask. Man, my typing, I'm getting distracted. It's getting late. Ask. Oh my god. ask, and then the same thing, right? All right. Now is the question, is it going to work? So we do clear limit. We need to call this, of course, because we're not calling it. So where are we looping through the limits? Here. We loop through the limits. We could say that if the limits, if the len, what's going on? If the len of the limit, if the len of the limit orders. So if this limit has no orders, we could say in this case it's going to be true. Limit, right? Yeah. Maybe. So now we're going to test this. I'm not sure. We did a lot of stuff and it's probably going to fail. Amazing. It's working. It's literally working. The literal God, once again. I deserved some sip of my Coca-Cola. So, you could say, but why are we deleting the resting limits? Right? If we just delete the orders in our limit bucket, and that's true, you could leave them there, but the problem is that if you, let's say our exchange is, let's say price is moving a lot, right? Boss. GG boss. Exactly. So let's say the price is moving a lot, right? And if it's moving a lot and you have thin order books, especially for example, those low cap coins where the order books are very thin and price is moving a lot, leaving these limit buckets in the order book, even though there are no orders in it, could be a memory, it's not memory efficient, right? Especially as price moving a lot, you will have a lot of these empty buckets, limit buckets inside of your memory, although price is not reaching them, so they're sitting there doing completely nothing. So that's a waste of memory, right? Yeah, but you say RAM is cheap. That's true. That's true. But still, you need to be as memory efficient as possible. You could leave them open. You can. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because eventually your exchange will be flushed because you reboot it or something. I don't know. And then it will be cleared out anyway. But we delete them. Because we are memory efficient programmers. We are high value engineers. We do whatever we want, right? Okay, so that's working. And that's good. And just one more thing, I actually want to test how many, well, we have some time. So what I want to test is basically what happens if we have multiple orders sitting in one price limit, but so basically a multi-fill where we also multi-fill one price limit. And instead of basically creating a new test, I'm going to do it here. So A, B, C, D. It's got a new order. It's going to be size 1 or something, I don't care. And we're going to place this small order, this guy with his 1 BTC trying to, we're going to place it, wait, at 5 maybe? Yeah, I'm going to place it at this level, at 5k. I'm going to place it there, by order D. So if we know, so just by thinking logically, what should happen is in this test, a couple things should change, right? So the first thing, the total bit volume will not be 23, it will be 24. the bit total volume in the order books after our order is processed should not be 3, but should be 2, right? But, yeah. And I think the rest could be the same. So that means that it should be 24 and there should be 2. Shit. And that's always good to do this because I knew this could cause some issues. So wait. No. Wait. Am I stupid? Wait, I'm gonna revert everything back real quick because I think I made a mistake. But this is also not right. So I'm placing by order C, D, this should be 24 for sure, right? So we have this 23, 24. So why is it not working? I'm gonna quickly comment this out, right? So I'm not getting distracted by these things. So it says 23. Why? So that's basically 16 is 24, right? It's 24 for sure. So I think we made a mistake bookkeeping our total volume in these limits. So we could do something like println yeah, why not? What the hell is going on? For some reason, so this is add order, right? So why? Place limit, place limit, place limit. It says 5. I'm confused. So it says 23. So that basically means that even though doing this do not change anything, place a limit order, right? It doesn't change. Then I need to read back again the first function. So place a limit order, right? So that's the thing. So it comes in this place limit order. We check the limit. There is already a limit. I see what's going on. I see what's going on. So this is the error. I instantly spot it, right? It's my eagle eyes. I have eagle eyes. I can see, boom, and I snap it. So the problem is that we check first of all, we check if the limit already exists. If it exists, then we use that limit to put our order inside of it, right? If the limit doesn't exist, then we make the limit. And we say if the limit doesn't exist, we make the limit and add the order. But if the limit exists, we don't add the order. That's a problem. So we're gonna put it here and call it a day. You see, sometimes you come into errors and then it's up to you to keep your mind calm and try to find try to identify the first places where to find the issues. And most of the time the issue is so simple, but it's just because you're searching at the wrong places why you are sometimes wasting a lot of time. It's not about making errors. It's normal. It's completely normal. It's the way how you handle the error, how you try to solve a solution. So that would normally means that this should work also. That is not. What did you expect? What did you expect? 4 is not 3. Yeah, but that's normally... Yeah, that's normal. It's probably this one. It's probably here, right? And that's because instead of 3 matches, we will have 4 matches, right? 4 matches. We have 4 orders we're gonna match with. Next error. What the hell's going on? 4 is not 3. What the hell? What the hell's going on, guy? This is confusing. But first of all, I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna delete this logging. It's annoying me. Where the fuck is it? I'm gonna restructure these things. It's FMT. Is this line needs to be away? Okay, cool. All right, this is better. So $11. What the hell is going on? Yeah, it's because I'm so stupid at doing this. Wait, let's do this, right? So the matches is this, the salary is this, we assert is this, bit total volume is 3. That should be... Wait, because it's getting confused for myself, I'm gonna lie. So the bit total volume after our match, it should be 4, right? It should be 4, of course, because we have a 24 total volume. It's getting late. It's getting late. So that's why I'm getting my brain focus levels are getting completely into the trash can. So 24 minus 20 is going to be 4, right? That's the total volume because we added 1 extra. Yeah. So basically, so if we do this, right, then this should be 0. Please. Okay, cool. You see? So, all right. No. 20. What am I doing? 4. All right. So that should work. Okay. So the matches. The next one. What's going on with this little boy here? This is failing. Why? We have 3 matches. Why is that? Oh yeah, but matches are not orders. Why? Of course we have 3 matches because a match is based on the limit, right? It's based on the limit and not on the order. So even though we have 4 we're placing 4 limit orders. We have 3 limit entry points. We have 3 limit buckets sitting at 3 prices, not at 4, 3, 5, 9, and 10. So that stays the same. Damn. That stays the same. And this should work, actually. This should work, not gonna lie. All right, cool. Nice. So that's working perfectly fine. So that's also working. So I'm pretty happy with this, and I'm gonna quickly check. Concurrent. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. Ask them in the chat so I can cover them. Because I think we have enough. I'm gonna quickly recap. I'm gonna quickly recap and see if we missed something. Of course, we can go in depth, right? I told this before. We can make this exchange, this order book, this matching engine much more in depth, where we can have. Oh, I know we forgot something, right? Cancel, because I want to say, I know we could have something like Google canceled and all these nice stuff, but eventually if you want to buy Bitcoin, you go to FTX, Bybit or whatever, Binance, Kraken, whatever, and the only thing you do is buy market orders, or you place a limit order, but you don't hassle with, most of the time people don't hassle with all these other options, right? They don't do it. It's just a limit order and a market order and call it a day. And that's exactly what we're going to build. Because some orders could be good till a certain date, right? You could say, I'm placing a limit order, but tomorrow at 12, this order needs to be out of the books. It's perfectly fine. But we don't want that. We don't going to implement that. That's too deep. Canceling. We're going to do cancel. So if there are any questions, please feel free. We're going to make the cancel. And if the cancel is working, we can cancel. We can place orders. We can place market orders. We can place limit orders. And we can cancel the limit orders. I think we have a good stream. I think it's a good lesson. And in the next episode, in the next stream, or whatever it's going to be, I'm not quite sure, we're going to make our API. We're going to make our web server an API so we can place orders from all over the world, interact with our exchange, interact with our matching engine, interact with our order books. And once we have that, we're going to set up our own Ethereum private environment with Ganesh or Hardhat or whatever. I don't know. I don't care, as long as we have a private environment. And then we're going to have a hot wallet, right? The hot wallet of the exchange. We're going to have some wallets ourselves, and we're going to trade real currencies on our exchange, on our own created exchange. Where the fuck are you going to find this value? Who is making this? Who is doing this? Everybody is crying. Everybody is crying because it's a bear market. Literally, everybody is wiping his tears. But we are not. We are building. We don't care about the price. The fuck? Listen, if you are waiting for the market to pump and to be back in a bull market again, unable to change your life, you are total dog shit. You are garbage. It is what it is. If you are waiting, if you are depressed, if you are waiting for an opportunity that the market is pumping so you can change your life, you're literally trash. It is what it is. It is what it is. And what the hell is going on? I mean, of course, everybody wants to be rich, but let me give you a lesson. You will never be rich overnight. Day trading doesn't work. You will never be rich by a trader. I know deep inside, people want to believe that. Deep inside, they believe that they can sit behind a chart 24 hours to make money. It isn't. It doesn't work. The house always wins, guys. The house always wins. Yeah, but Trader X and Trader Z and Trader B on Twitter, those are our guys trying to sell you their private courses, their communities, right? But they say always the same thing. If the market is above this support line, we probably go to this level. But if the price is below that the support is probably go to this level, right? We will see it week by week. God damn it. Genius? Of course. Fucking idiots, man. Anyway, don't let them fool you, please. All right, so cancel orders. Enough bullshit. Enough bullshit. How can you drink coca and work out? This is zero sugar, my man. Zero sugar. And I know I should drink water. I completely agree. I completely agree. But sometimes I have my guilty pleasures, right? I have my guilty pleasures. And that's exactly what you should do, named. You should code, learn, go to the fucking gym, and that's the only thing you will do. Trust me, that's the best thing. Learn. Blockchain is a very nice niche. Blockchain, cryptocurrency. It's a very nice niche, DeFi. If you know these things, you will make a lot of money. It is. You will not be rich overnight, right? But you will make a lot of money because you will know much more than everybody else. And when the bull market suddenly starts again and people are still are hiring, and by the way, hiring, it doesn't need to be a bull market. If you are good at what you do, you will always be hired, right? Always. All right. Cancel orders. And then I'm going to call it a day because it's weekend, right? We're going to sit back and relax. Yeah, because I'm completely distracted. So, cancel order. Easy. OB. Order book. Cancel. Order. What kind of order? The order we give him. This pointer to this order. Boom, boom. How we do that? We say a limit equals the limit from the order. And then we say limit, delete order. I call it a day. How does it work? We don't know. And if you guys want that I stream on Twitch, then you let me know, then I go to Twitch. It doesn't matter. I don't know where people are. I don't know. I think Twitch is for gaming. And YouTube is for the people I want to learn. So, T, testing T. Yeah. Distracted as fuck, man. It's time to quit. Trust me, if you need to code 1.5 hours in this intensity, it's insane. Cancel order. So we're gonna make a new order book. New order book. And we're gonna say buy order. It's gonna be a new order. Doesn't matter. It's a buy order, so we say true. We're gonna place a limit, right? 10k, like usual. Yeah, do it in Twitch and upload to YouTube. Exactly, name. That's. I was thinking the same. So I go to Twitch because I think it's on Twitch people find your stream much faster, right? On YouTube, it's over time YouTube will be exponentially better, especially for videos you want people to see later on. I don't really care if there's 10, 50 to 100 people on the stream because I know this video will be on the channel, available for everyone. But there is indeed a huge audience on Twitch, and your stream will be much more discovered, I think. And then I can just upload it to YouTube. But then I need to, man, do you know how much, I'm an engineer. Do you know how much time I spent to get this YouTube, this YouTube channel, this beauty? I know it's still trash, but still, trust me, man, even these thumbnails, check out these thumbnails I made. They are hilarious. Do you think I like making these thumbnails with my face like a retard on it? I don't like it, but I need to do it. Why? Because you guys don't click on the videos that have crappy thumbnails. That's what people tell me. So I need to spend hours making these these crazy thumbnails so you can click on it. God damn it. Yeah, but I will. The next stream I will try Twitch. And I will make it kind of. I will figure something out. I will do it on Twitch, and then I download the video, put it on YouTube, and. Although I don't want to be a streamer per se, because the problem is it's very hard if you need to think. So you need to think, and there's a pressure, people watching you, so you cannot make mistakes and typos, and oh my God, it's. Place a limit order. That's what we are doing. It's the buy order. And then we're gonna test real quick. It's a buy, so we can do bits, right? Should be 1, right? So it should be 1. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna say bit will be bit total volume. Bit total volume, yeah, and then we say it's gonna be 4. All right, should be true. Okay, and normally if it's good, you can say OB cancel order, right? Cancel order, and it should be the buy order. And then we can say this thing, and it should be 0, right? Not quite sure, but it could be. Call it a day. Order cancelled. There's one more thing. That's maybe some homework. It's not completely true what I'm making, right? It's not completely true. So although it's working, actually, it could be, if you put this in production, it's okay, it's fine. But still, there is a little, which we talked about not so long ago, not so many minutes ago. Something is going on. And if you can find it, leave it in the comments. And the first one that can find it is the real chat of today. So, are there any more questions? So basically our matching engine is completely, is kind of done, right? So we need to hook the matches, because if we place an order, I will show you, like here, you see, if you place a market order, for example, it gives us some matches back, and we will need to do some things with that. If we are later on, if you want to do the settlements with the sandboxed blockchain we're gonna make, but that's for later on. But the matching is done. Although I think if you really are nitpicky, you could find maybe some here and there, some small minor things. But I think it's good for now. It works. It's a lot of code. And it basically reflects how these things work in the real life. So I'm gonna sit back for 2 minutes, because I don't know how many delay there is of the stream. Sometimes when I talk and I see it on YouTube, it takes a couple of seconds, although there is no delay configured. And if there are no questions anymore, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm probably gonna go to the gym, hitting some legs, eating some food, and then I'm gonna, I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe watch some Netflix. I have no clue. Watching the Peaky Blinders, almost done. Tommy Fucky Shelby. It's gonna be amazing. Watching the Peaky Blinders, almost done. I think three more episodes to go. All right. I don't think there are any more questions, which is good, which is fine. If you have questions, no worries. Leave them in the comments. Tell the whole neighborhood that I was alive. Tell them, link my channel, be an ambassador, and I will be back for sure. We are making a lot of content. I'm planning to drop a lot of good things. So if you like this stream, if you like this content, please subscribe. I know a lot of, for the people that are watching later on, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. It is no ads. There is literally, whole my channel is 0 ads. You can sit back and you never need to click next, or you never need to add an ad blocker or whatever, because I have no ads. It's completely free, right? The only thing you can do to support me is like, subscribe, thumbs up, and tell everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.